display, of course, it's capacitive, and we have these 3 capacitive touch buttons down on the bottom. It is surrounded in a ring of chrome, which is quite nice. The speaker is kind of a full 2 millimeters high here. It's kind of a different design from what HTC normally does, and below where the microphone is down here. Or actually, it's probably just a design element.
Stereo speaker.
Stereo speaker. Oh, that's right. Stereo speaker here, and then of course the microphone is down there. Moving around the back, it says HD7 here in full glory with the brushed metal background. Kind of a rubbery touch material on the back. And then here we have the 5 megapixel camera with the dual LED flash. Of course, we have this kickstand here, which is very functional. Provides a good amount of weight, although Adam and I are a little bit concerned about how long this will hold up, how durable the hinge is. It feels a little bit flimsy. It's kind of a plastic mechanism. I'm sure HTC has tested it many times. Taking off the back battery cover, have the battery, not sure what the size is, haven't taken it out. SIM card, of course, no removable storage, but you get 16 gigabytes of storage on the HD7, which is quite good. Let's look at it next to the HTC HD2, which is presumably the predecessor to the HD7. They made the jump from HD2 to HD7. So very similar looking devices at first glance, but of course the HD7 is adorned a little bit more nicely in chrome, have different designs, and obviously the hardware buttons seem to be out of style. Now they're going for capacitive buttons exclusively. And on the back here, not many similarities. Both have the dual LED flash, and you won't find any markings of HTC Sense here because the HD7 doesn't really have HTC Sense, although as you're going to see in a second, it does have a feature that HTC has added. So here we have the device. Screen is very well evenly lit. It looks great. And slide to unlock here. 4.3-inch screen looks fantastic. It has a high level of responsiveness. In fact, just as much responsiveness as the Samsung Focus, which has the 4-inch AMOLED screen. Extremely smooth. And we have some HTC stuff here called the HTC Hub. It's not that deeply integrated in the phone, but it adds a little bit of HTC flavor to the device. And it looks just like we saw in the leaks, actually. So we can add a variety of different kind of features to this. So we can click Get More, and that should launch us into the choices. So we can do stocks, sound enhancer, and let's get more. It's going to jump us into sort of a little application download area, so we can get the Notes application. And again, this is the stuff that we saw leaked. It's all very much consistent with what we've seen before. We can't download that at the moment. Let's back up a little bit and see the other things that you can add to the HTC Hub. So you've got converter, photo, very basic things. I mean, HTC really hasn't done that much to make this a better experience. It's basically an install of Windows Phone 7 with a little bit of HTC magic. So let's go through the web browsing experience, and we'll do a comparison with the HTC HD2 just so you can get a sense for what they look like. It's possible that we're not going to get any data here. Let's see what happens. I'm typing from a weird angle, but the keyboard is quite nice because you get the large keys. Let's see if it actually loads.
Which one on this? I didn't know.
Screen rotation, pretty fast, just as fast as we've seen with the LG Panther development device. I mean, it's quite good. It looks like we are getting... Well, that was weird. That was weird. It went to... Did you see what it... Okay, let me try to type that again, because it went to a... not kid-friendly website there. Okay, and I'll get it loaded on the other end. We'll come back and compare the two. Okay, so here we have PocketDown.com loaded on both the HD7 and the HD2. We're using Opera Mobile, was it 9.7 or 9.5? 9.5. And so scrolling is super buttery smooth on Windows Phone 7. Obviously, there's no HTML5 or Flash support, although oddly, it's doing a better job at displaying certain page elements than is the HD2. So we'll do a little screen rotation speed test here, which is always a little bit of a challenge. So Windows Phone 7.1. HD2 one, HD7 one. Okay, and we'll see what it's like to pinch and zoom and move around on the page. So, usually pretty good on the HD2, although sometimes it gets a little bit choppy, but I think you'll find in Windows Phone 7, the experience is just really, really refined. And other than that, if we jump back to the start screen here, It is standard fare, and that's what you'll expect from Windows Phone 7. But the large screen on the HD7 really makes it a better experience.
T-Mobile TV.
T-Mobile TV. Let's check that out. Looks like you have to download something from the marketplace, but we can't do.
Video tour.
Video tour. That's good. Let's see some video on this.
It was like being like every other week.
Use the kickstand. Might as well.
My daughter's out of the house. She wasn't there.
So pretty good. It's a T-Mobile added service. The carriers are adding their own little touches along the way. And that is the HTC HD7, a worthy successor to the HD2.